What's up, YouTube? Back here again with another video, and today we are going to do a build, and this is going to be my first 5-inch super light, ultra light build. This is a Floss, okay, Floss V1. Originally I had gotten this as a 6-inch, but I got some 5-inch arms, and we're going to do a 5-inch build. So I've already done a few things here to kind of expedite the process, but I'll show you what we got. So I'm going to be using these GEMFAN, I believe these are 50, first of all I got that prop backwards, but you can at least see it, 5152? 5152. These props here, these GEMFAN 5152s, as we're going to be using. Motors, you know, I'm kind of new into this whole thing. But I wanted to get a cheaper motor, you know, a super light motor. So I went with these Brother Hobby Avenger, all right, 1507, 2800 kV. And I went with these because they had the base to fit the 22mm hole size while still being a smaller, lighter motor. So you can see here that they come with plenty of wire, and with that wider base tells me that they're kind of still made to run possibly run a 5-inch prop, or at least be on a bigger build. All right, these guys come with some super low pro light aluminum lock nuts, so we got those, and I like this gray color. We're using the Runcam Mini V2. All right, this is the V2 version. Swift Mini V2. All right, this camera's light. It's not a micro size light. Eventually I will put a micro in here, but this is what I have, so we're going to try it. It's plastic. It's pretty light. I have an Hglrc stack. I got the 28 amp stack. All right. So this is I got this together, and then this is the VTX that goes with it. It's the TX20, I believe. So it's the Hglrc stack. The full stack here, 28 amp. I got an XM Plus, and I'm going to try to run this guy. I'm going to try to run the RSSI because this board has an RSSI input. It also has a current input too. So if you get a separate current meter, you can run your current. So we're going to try that. We're also going to run smart audio and all that good stuff through here. Now I didn't click on the antenna because I haven't 100% decided. It comes with this little whip, but I might want to get like an axis or something different. But we'll probably start with the whip. So, all right, let's get started. Now I already just kind of put the input lead. This is rated for 2 to 4S. I did have this in another build, but we harvested it out for this. Got my capacitor on here. It's kind of has its own little spot there on the side, and we'll bend that around when we get to it. I also already mounted the motors. For right now, I'm using 2 screws. We'll see what the weight looks like once we get through it. All right, these wires are so long, insanely long. So our next step is here to mount it. Now the Floss has a 30 by 30 mount hole pattern and a 20 by 20. And so far all I did was jam these kind of grommets. If you had these or the little circles, little tiny little grommets, whatever you want to do. Just stuck these longer screws through and put these grommets on here. These screws came, I believe they came with the Hglrc stack, but don't quote me on that. So we got the arrows right here facing forward so we can meet up with the pins on the flight controller, and everything's going to be honky-dory with that. So I will slide that down, and I'll put the little spacers in there to secure that down, and then we'll screw on the motors. So I won't bore you with this part. We will skip ahead, and I'll see you ready for when we put the motors on. Okay, so we're ready here. I got the little spacers on. Again, I'm pretty sure these spacers came with the stack, but I had it in something else, so not 100% on that. But we're good to go. We got some soft mounting. Now we're going to start the motors. So let's see. I'm going to try to loop these underneath. Going to make sure we have enough space for this to go like this underneath here. Or we can just go right to the back and cut out some more wire. I think we can do that. let's see. It is going to be a tight build, that's for sure. It's going to be a tight stack and build and everything, so you got to make sure everything's going to fit and everything, you know, you're not going to squish anything or get anything caught or pinched. I think that's going to work. Yeah, it's crazy. You get some of these manufacturers that put the wires too short. Like I got new Emax motors, the 1106, and the wires were so short that I had to extend them to put them on a, you know, it wasn't even that big of a build, but all right, I gotta change my angle here. I don't want to mess this up. Just freshening up these pads. All right. Get my tweezers. Now you want to be careful of the fets that are back there. You don't want to try to solder those. Those are the black boxes kind of back here. You know what? These are a little long. All right, we shorten that. All right, there you go. So, this is how I'm going to wire up these motors. All right, I'm going to do all four, and we'll jump right back. So, for the front ones, I chose to kind of go this route because I didn't want them kind of sticking out here to get hit by the props. So, I'm good with that. We'll cinch it down like this, and we should be good. So, I'm good with the way they look. So, now we're done with the ESC. The next thing is to stick this guy on. Like I said, I got this wire is going to be for, all right, so here's our arrow. So our arrow is going to match up with this. Let's see, the white goes back here. The blue is going to go over here. So I got the blue soldered to TX6. So if you're going to hook up smart audio, TX6 is here on the bottom. That's like the spare UART there. All right, and that doesn't go through. These other ones here go through. And you have an RSSI and a current pad also here on the bottom. So keep that in mind how you need, or you know, how you're going to lay that out. So I'm good with this. All right. Let me get it up to my eye so I get this. Make sure these pins line up. Okay, so there we are. We got the pins lined up. We're all nice and tight. We're going to drop on 4 of these guys, and that's what's going to hold the VTX at the very top. So we're going to tighten this down, and we'll be right back. Okay, there we go. We got standoffs on. So the VTX is going to sit here, and then we got 4 nuts for the top. So now we got to finish soldering up the flight controller for the rest of the stuff that we're going to need, and then also we're going to have to install the camera as well. So let's see what we got. Now, I should have cleaned this off actually. All right, let me clean this up a second. here in the front is our camera connections. So we got VBAT, VTX, negative. So that'll be our inputs, you know, our power system for the VTX. And then we have 5-volt cam negative. So that'll be for the camera. So I'm going to, you know what, let's do the camera first. Let's do the camera first, that's fine. I'll do the camera, then all right, so we got negative cam, 5 volts, so go negative. Cam. $5. And I'm just going to unplug this for now. Then we're going to go down here on the side is going to be S-bus negative 5 volts. So that's what we're going to need for this. So we got 5 volt. That's the one thing with these 20x20s is they are so freaking tiny. One's false move. All right. We got negative. S-bus. All right, now we need to hook up this RSSI. On the XM Plus, the RSSI is this pin here, which I checked on the schematic. Again, another very small little pad. Now, XM Pluses are supposed to have RSSI that come through, but I feel like no matter how many things I try, it never works. So I figured since there was an RSSI input pad on this board, why not try it? And you could do an analog RSSI input. All right. All right, I'm gonna get close to this guy. Apologize if you can't see, but I definitely don't want to mess this up. Whew. That sucker's tiny. All right, so I will heat shrink that, and then we will move on to testing. So this is going to be the end of part 1. Come back for part 2. We will put the VTX on. We will test this guy up and, get this thing spinning. Thanks for watching, and check out part 2. See you next time.